Vitor Resende is 5 years older. He is also 5 inches taller. Weighed in heavier, the reach advantage reflects the height advantage as the arms and legs both longer for Vitor Resende. Christopher Bignocchi will oversee the action once again in our heavyweight division.
Round one.
Julia lets us know round one to come. Pinson in the gray trunks, Resende in the black. Oh, nice straight right to the body there from Isaiah Pinson, excuse me. Now goes to the low kick.
Oh, big knee there by Vitor.
Nice switch knee. Pinson shakes his head, which usually means that it actually did hurt. Nice long jab from Vitor.
This guy moves really well for 6 now. Oh my God!
Vitor is so fast. I mean, it's rare that you see a guy 6'9" who moves like that. Nice tie clinch right into a knee.
And you got to feel like that's the right move for Pinson to try and grab a hold of the much taller and longer fighter.
Dude, it's like overhand bear slaps.
Jab again there from Resende. I cannot stress enough to people at home how hard it is to make a former collegiate All-American offensive tackle look undersized. Isaiah Pinson is a big man, having a hard time getting inside on the Brazilian right now.
Yeah, it really is impressive. Pinson showing some big-time toughness, though. He's eating some shots, continues to move forward and pressure the Brazilian.
Frank Mir, what does Isaiah Pinson need to do to get inside and maybe take this fight into deeper waters where Resende doesn't have experience? He finishes early in almost all of his fights.
Actually, I like what Pinson's doing. He's moving his head, he's moving forward. He's taking shots, and they're not hurting him. I think that Resende has a little bit of a lack of power for a guy who's 6'9". The way he throws his backhand, his cross, his right hand, he doesn't hit with his knuckles. He's hitting with the palm of his hand. He's slapping. He landed a flying knee. Most of the time, that shot lands on a heavyweight, the fight's over with. The fact that he landed that and Pinson's still walking forward, I think that's a problem. I think that's going to get him tired and fatigued, and I think that right now, even though on the scorecard I have Pinson not winning, I think he's going to turn around and be very successful.
All right, early prediction there from Frank Mir. All right, Vitor, we've seen Pinson now go to the lead leg a couple of times. Is that the right thing to do against this tall fighter?
Yes, Pinson's moving his head. That's a good thing. You know, he's understanding where his strength from Vitor's coming. So I like the way he's moving, calm, you know, taking his time. And Resende has to use his jab and put more power on his punches, you know. So I think that's what he has to look for.
Kurt Angle, if you're going against an opponent who finishes early all the time, do you want to push them into the later rounds?
Oh, definitely. You have to. You have to make sure this fight goes longer than 1 or 2 rounds if you want to have a chance of winning. But I'm really impressed with Resende's movement. He's so quick and cat-like for his size. But Pinson's hanging in there, and he's keeping his composure.
Pinson now appears to be leading the dance as we hit the 2-minute mark of round 1. Oh. Big flurry here against the cage. Resende's able to step out.
Yeah, and that's a position where Pinson can knock you out. He knocked out his last opponent in the same manner, got him up against the cage, landed a beautiful flurry.
Take a listen inside the blue corner of Isaiah Pinson.
Good work, good work, good work. In and out. There we go. The hands up, left hand up. Left hand up, lower kick. Nice. Good move.
Good defensive advice there from the corner. Pinson stalking now. Resende retreating around the outside of the cage. Inside of 1 minute, uppercut. Responded by Pinson with the overhand right. Pinson goes to the body and then his right hand.
Senji's doing a good job of shelling up, but he's got to be careful on those exits. That's where Pinson can catch him just like that.
More body shots. That one a kick to finish the combination for Pinson. Trying to bring the hands down to the much taller fighter so he could do that.
And Pinson has just been steady, putting a lot of pressure on the Brazilian fighter, backing him up, staying composed, landing a nice leg kick there as well.
Heavy leg kick there from Isaiah Pinson. Now he goes to the low calf. Mixing things up in the striking game. Right hand landed there for Resende, but Pinson walks right through it. Final few seconds of round number 1, and we will see a second frame when we return on Fubo Sports. All right, second round set to start here. Vitor Resende, all 6'9" of him, is up off the stool. Isaiah Pinson looking good in the latter part of that first frame. It's like Frank Mir actually knows what he's looking at when he watches mixed martial arts fights. He predicted that.
Yeah, he sure did, and at the end of the round, Resende looks okay right now, but he definitely looked a little bit dejected after that round, whereas Pinson looked like he was gaining confidence. This should be interesting here.
Vitor Resende has 3 first-round finishes and 1 early second-round finish of his 4 pro mixed martial arts fights. And now Pinson is the aggressor. Landed a nice flurry there. Here Resende tries to initiate a grappling sequence.
Yeah, Pinson landed a nice left hook that definitely got Resende's attention. Resende actually went for a takedown.
Look at the movement there from Pinson, who got into the sport because he took a boxing class in the off-season, wanted to stay in shape, improve his hand speed as an offensive lineman, and this is where it brought him.
Yeah, there's no question he's a competitor, former All-American. He's just trying to load up a little bit too much. Resende's seeing those punches coming. I think if he could be a little bit more patient, that will help.
Resende repummels after the body lock from Isaiah Pinson. Back to the center of the cage they go. Right hand there from Resende. Oh, big right hand to the body from Pinson.
Yeah, and that will definitely slow you down, get those hands to drop, and can set up some big shots upstairs.
A kick takes Resende off his feet, but Pinson says, you know what? Let's get back up. Frank Mir, you gave us a prediction very early. Do you feel like it's playing out right in front of you?
No, it is. Pinson has better technique. Look at his head movement. Look at where his kicks are landing. Early on, he was just caught off guard, I feel, by the height of Resende. But Resende has no power. So you can't be a heavyweight and not have power, because then there's no way to keep somebody honest. You're going to walk me down. Right now, he uses his length and his to get out of there. But he's not winning these exchanges because he doesn't have the power to keep.
Big right hands there from Pinson, who smells blood in the water and keeps hammering away. Vitor Resende in some big trouble with his back against the barrier halfway through round 2.
Yeah, I mean, and to Frank Mir's point, it's been building to kind of a crescendo, and now Pinson really starting to pour it on Resende here. Resende showing that he's got a good chin, he's got some heart as well, but Pinson really starting to pour it on.
Small cut under the right eye of Vitor Resende. You're going to have to worry about the eye pokes as Pinson paws out there, warning from the referee. Right hand lands partially for Resende, but again, Isaiah Pinson does not care, presses forward.
Yeah, and it's a much more difficult thing to land with power if you're constantly moving backwards.
Good jab from Pinson, and there is the eye poke. Referee didn't see it, says fight on. Vitor, what does your fellow Vitor need to do to turn the tide here?
Vitor has height, no power for heavyweight. You know, and I think he has to look for a knockout, but I mean, it's hard because Pinson's putting the fight the right way. And I think it's just one thing that you can decide this fight is just throwing a vicious hook with a fake right. If Pinson fake right and throw a left hook, that would be devastating because Vitor is feeling right now. His heart is big, just as his height.
Blood on the face of Vitor Resende and blood in the water. Can Pinson finish it in the second round, Kurt Angle?
I don't know. He has a lack of power in his punches. When Pinson is on right now, Pinson turned this fight around. He kept his composure, and now he's in a rhythm right now, and I don't think you're going to be able to get him out of it.
All right, we heard from our celebrity panel, and Kenny Florian, this is an impressive performance. If we can see the third round, Pinson doesn't have a ton of experience, but that's what the Challenger Series is about. It's about discovering unheralded talent, and we're seeing it all on display here from Isaiah Pinson.
No question, he's showing a maturity and a composure that is well beyond a 1-0 record. And Resende really starting to fade. And, you know, again, he's got 3 knockouts. He has some kind of power. It just seems like he's throwing a lot of arm punches in this one.
That body kick hurt Isaiah Pinson and got him on the retreat. Now look how he's hanging that right arm. Isaiah Pinson is in a little bit of trouble from that body shot.
Oh! He just bowed down in pain.
A low blow. He claims that one found the cup. We'll check it out on the replay.
Go right here, please.
Maybe.
Go in the corner. Hey, in the corner. You ready to go? Yep.
Pinson says he's ready to go. Fight! Final few seconds of this second round. That'll do. All right, so the corner of Vitor Resende saw what I saw late in that second round. Attacked the body with the kicks. He hurt Isaiah Pinson. Plenty of time now to recover potentially. Referee wants the doctor to take a look at the cut on Vitor Resende, but I believe that was underneath the eye, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. And we are clear to continue as the doctor exits the cage. 2 rounds down, a third and final here in Orlando, Florida. Vitor Resende in the black trunks in the southpaw stance. Isaiah Pinson, a big-time underdog in the gray. And there's another nasty body kick.
Just a nasty kick to the liver there, left kick to the body.
Pinson now back on the attack, and Vitor running.
He attacks the body.
Pinson! That dropped Vitor Resende to the knee, but he's back on his feet, retreating around the outside of the cage.
Man, what a fight from both of these gentlemen, just going tit for tat here.
Good jab there from Pinson. He stepped in on that one. Resende responded with nice back and forth between these 2 heavyweights. What they lack in experience, they make up for in skill and heart. And that is what everyone's looking for here with a contract on the line at the PFL Challenger Series.
Resende is backing up against the cage. He needs to get to the center of the cage. He has some space and he has some time to land his shots.
Another leg kick there from Pinson. Now the plum grab there by Resende. He landed that knee. Takedown attempt here from Vitor.
Yep, right in front of us. He's close to locking his hands. He's able to do it now. See if he can pick up Pinson. He does.
Nice work here by Vitor Resende. We'll see what kind of work he can do for now in the guard of Isaiah Pinson.
And this was a critical moment in the fight. Resende has his head over the head of Pinson here. Taking away.
Triangle attempt here from Pinson. Resende steps up and out of it.
Resende trying to pass the guard. He does. He's getting into side control. Much better position for him.
Ian Parker, this is the second leg of your parlay. The heavy favorite, Resende, has now settled into top position. A little relief from you?
A little bit. You know what? That body kick at the end of round 2, I think, really took out some of the air in Pinson's whole thing. But he's looked fantastic for a guy who's 1-0 in one amateur fight. This is where Resende should have been throughout the entire fight, where he has the advantage. This may win him the fight if he can keep this position.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how the first 2 rounds were scored, especially that first round. As Resende tries to take the back, Pinson steps up out of it. Got too high there, Kenny.
Yeah, absolutely. Big mistake there from Resende, and Pinson's letting him up. I think that was a miscalculation there from Pinson. He was doing good, had the opportunity to get on top.
Round 3 is halfway gone. We'll bring in Vitor Belfort. Is this fight now in the favor of the Brazilian?
I don't know. 2 rounds for Pinson. I think he was looking for the fight. The Brazilian had a great time in the 3rd round. But Pinson, you know, you can see he's not mature. He should have stayed on top. And now it's a risk, you know, because he's giving the length, and the fight can turn any time now.
Resende keeps going back to the body, and now he tests a high kick there, Frank. How do you see this deep into the 3rd round?
No, you know, hey, this is close. Every time I think that, you know, that Pinson has it put away, he lets Resende off off the hook. Right there was a great example of it. He got taken down. He was losing control of the fight. He was able to reverse off a mistake that Resende made. He was in top position. He should have recovered, landed some ground and pound. I mean, hell, he could have finished the fight there, and he decided to let him up. And I think that could have been a tactical error that might cost him this round. And this round might be what comes down to what decides the fight.
And Kurt Angle, we're seeing an incredible back and forth. What do you like from both of these heavyweights?
I like their will to not give up. Neither one of them is quitting, and they're going at it. I just think that Pinson made a mistake by letting Resende up. He could have won that fight by keeping him down. I'm not sure why he did this.
1 minute remains in the third and final round. Vitor Resende and Isaiah Pinson both after this furious pace looking tired, and Resende keeps trying to go back to that body kick that he scored with at the end of round 2. But Pinson's gotten wise to him, Kenny.
Yeah, he definitely has. He's crowding him, so he's taking away that space. Oh, now he's landing some nice shots. And again, Resende does not want to be up against the cage. He's got to get to the middle of the cage. And Pinson landing some big shots at the end of this round.
And I tell you,
oh, another.
Not only are these shots damaging, but the body language on display from Resende in a close round, it could be disastrous.
No, 100%. And I think that's the difference. You look at the body language, even though when Pinson gets hurt, aside from that body kick, he really is very stoic, really expression doesn't change on his face, continues to come forward.
Final few seconds, good knee there from Pinson. 3, 2, and 1, and that'll do it. What an incredible heavyweight contest. Isaiah Pinson, the heavy underdog, accounts incredibly well for himself. And Vitor Resende puts ultimate heart on display, Kenny. In the first time in his mixed martial arts career, he's been to a decision, stayed in this fight the whole way.
Unbelievable. And I tell you what, you look at him, he doesn't look like he's breathing very hard. This is a true competitor, man, who came to fight tonight. Wow. Sean O'Connell is in the cage with the official decision. Sean.
All right, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judges' scores are 29-28, 30-27, and 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision, Isaiah Pinson. Isaiah Pinson, what an incredible fight. Let's talk about the very, very early moments of this fight. He lands the flying knee. He keeps you out at the end of his punches. It looked like maybe that was a bit of a surprise, but then you turned the tide in round 1 and kept rolling from there.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a surprise, but like, man, you know how hard it is to find super tall training partners? So like having to judge the distance of that jab, and I mean, how many heavyweights do you know that fly through the air besides like Derek Lewis, bro? So like it took a second, but then I honestly had to think back to my homeboy, Roberto El Gallo Negro Armas. He fights in bare knuckle, but he's a little shorter guy, so he bobs and weaves and works his way inside. So that's what I had to like channel that and just be like, man, we got to get inside of here.
Well, the head movement was incredible. The versatility that you showed throughout this whole fight was incredible. Let's see what our celebrity judges thought of this. Vitor, let's start with you. Isaiah Pinson, you saw him rolling, dipping, ducking, diving, dodging. He never really wore any big punches after that first round. What'd you think of the performance from Isaiah?
Isaiah looked like a pro. You know, he looked very calm, very relaxed. I can see a bright future. I will call you the Isaiah prophet. You know, so you have that prophecy. If you train your left hook and your left uppercut, you can become a vicious knocker artist. So you're just gonna work on this turn. But he did a great job, great win. You and Coach Chico, congratulations for you guys.
All right, we go to Frank Mir, and Isaiah, I have to tell you this. Frank Mir, halfway through the first round, we're talking about the momentum that Resende is building, and he says, no. Pinson's doing the right things. He's about to take over this fight, and that's exactly what happened. Frank, I'll let you gloat about that prediction.
No, I saw someone in there had great head movement, a phenomenal jab. You worked to the body, you kept it consistent and nonstop. My only critique, I'd say, is that I'd like to see you become more well-rounded. The grappling area, obviously, something that you didn't like, but even though you didn't like it, you still were susceptible to it, giving up that takedown. So you get your ground skills anywhere near what your stand-up skills are, and you're going to be one hell of a force to reckon with.
All right, Kurt Angle, you mentioned the incredible heart on display from both fighters. Ultimately, he gutted it out.
Yeah, Resende started really hot, and he kind of petered out. But Pinson stuck with it, and he got better and better as the fight went along, all the way to the end. And I love the intensity. He raised the bar tonight. He was really great, a consistent fighter tonight.
Isaiah Pinson, congratulations. Victorious for the first time inside the PFL cage.